Welcome back everyone, Kara Corey here, and today we are cooking in my kitchen. We are gonna take one of my favorites, probably your favorite too, a classic comfort recipe, and do kind of like a healthy, fun twist on it using a spaghetti squash, actually. So if you guys are interested in recipes and learning how to make this, then be sure you hit that like button, make sure you are subscribed, and hit that post notification bell, that way you guys don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos. Since today's recipe is a little bit weird, a little bit unique maybe, I want you guys to comment below the weirdest thing you've ate most recently. So you will not need any bread for this recipe, so if you're gluten-free or someone who's just trying to get a bit more creative in the kitchen, then this recipe will be perfect for you. Spaghetti squash is something that you can typically find year-round in your grocery store. That's what's great about it. It does boast a lot of good nutrition, vitamin A, vitamin C, and fiber. It's also really easy to work with. So I already have my spaghetti squash all squashed up, all kind of cut out of there. But a quick way of cooking your squash is just cutting it lengthwise, popping it in the microwave for 20 minutes, or sometimes for me it's challenging to cut it lengthwise, so you could always just stab some holes in it, cook it that way, as compared to roasting it in the oven is gonna take you essentially double the time. You wanna get the seeds scooped out of there as well. You don't wanna eat those, but what we're gonna do with our squash is just either take like a cheesecloth, paper towels, or some kind of dishcloth, and we just wanna make sure we get all the fluid out of there, because we don't want a soggy grilled cheese. This part's actually really kind of fun and therapeutic. You just kind of throw it in the paper towels and like squish it. There's like something so satisfying about it. Kind of feels like a stress ball, if you will. You hear it? It's peeing. We're getting all kinds of fluids out of there, so I actually may need to do this a couple times. I should also mention we are gonna be making our grilled cheese in a waffle maker, so you do need a waffle maker for this recipe, but if you don't have a waffle maker, it's not that serious. You could also do this right on the stovetop. I just think the waffle maker makes it a bit more fun. At this point in time, I'm just gonna go ahead and actually plug in my waffle maker just to get it heated up, because this recipe is relatively quick. I got mine on a level 3. I've just got a cheapy waffle maker. I'm gonna spray it too and just let that kind of heat up. And then in our squash mixture here, what we're gonna add to it are 2 whole eggs. For spices, we're gonna use a combination of any kind of like Italian seasoning that you have on hand. I have the Mrs. Dash Italian medley. I'm gonna go ahead and add a teaspoon of that in there. Then I'm also gonna add some garlic powder. That's optional if you like garlic. I mean, I love garlic, it gives it a lot of flavor, so I'm also gonna add a teaspoon of that too. For cheese, I wanted to do the more kind of shredded cheese. This is Parmigiano Reggiano. I am not Italian. We're gonna do a 1/3 cup of this. Cheesy, garlicky, squashy goodness. So just take your fork and let's go ahead and kind of mix this up. You know, beat the eggs first. You can beat them separately if you want, but I feel like, why dirty another bowl, you know? And then we're gonna mix that in with your squash. Just really making sure I got that mixed up good, since the squash was all dry. You kind of got to work it through a little bit. Get the egg, the cheese, the seasonings all coated in there. And I go ahead and take a portion of this, kind of spread it out a bit. It's not going to fill the whole waffle maker. That's totally fine unless you want it to be that big. All right, we're going to go ahead and let that cook a little bit. What you're going to want to also have on hand is whatever kind of cheese you want to use to fill the inside. So I just have a part skim mozzarella. We're at the point where it's pretty browned. We're gonna just take some mozzarella and add it to 1/2 of our grilled cheese, however much you like, if you like it cheesy or not. Now what I'm gonna do is just take this and flip it on top of her. Okay. My waffle cooker cooks pretty fast, so I'd say probably like 5 minutes total, honestly. I'm gonna go ahead, it's crispy on the outside, the cheese is starting to ooze and goose on out of it. So I'm just gonna go ahead, pick it up and set it aside. I am gonna let it sit for a few minutes to kind of cool. I always like my grilled cheese to like just chill out for a minute, kind of settle. I went ahead and cut my waffle grilled cheeses in half. So what you end up with are these cute, perfect little grilled cheese triangles, all made up of your squash. I did go ahead and add a little bit more parm just on top of them, and I'm gonna pair mine with just some dipping sauce here. I've got some marinara sauce poured in a dish to dip my grilled cheese in, but you could also pair this with like your favorite soup. Tomato soup goes perfectly with this as well. But this is just such a quick and easy way to increase your vegetables. Kind of gives you a fun twist on your standard grilled cheese. We're gonna give this a little taste test now that it's been sitting here.
Ooh, yeah, that's really good.
Okay, I think you would know it's squash. There is the little bit of crunch there from the spaghetti squash, but taste-wise, it does create this nice crispy, you can taste the Italian herbs in there with the cheese blended in it. It's a really nice combination. Really different, I like it. So one small squash made kind of two pretty good sized grilled cheese. I will have macros and the directions listed down in the description box for you guys if you want to go ahead and screenshot. Try this recipe out. If you do and you enjoy it, tag me over on Instagram stories. I do love seeing you guys kind of recreate the recipes that I share on here. I hope you guys did enjoy this recipe, and I'll see you in the next one.